Got it. And done. And got it. All righty, y'all. Peace and greetings to y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Bey here in Morocco in northwest of Mexico. How are you? I'd like to welcome you all to our 7-day chopping medical astro weather report. And I'm here with my magnificent and beloved brother in whom I am well pleased. And he is...
Peaceful greetings, peace and love, positive and more. Yo soy Hermano Shanli Mel. You already know that all is well. And bro, you think that they caught on yet, or you think they still lacking? When it comes to that appellation.
Break.
Whoa.
Always fun. All right, guys, welcome to our 7-day chopping medical astro weather report for the 21st to the 27th September 2023. Guys, we're going to flash testimony this thing, not this thing on now. Make sure we share with you what's actually happening. Brother Sean said if you paid attention to, what we were speaking on last cycle, right? Last Thursday about these last 7 days that just went past, some things came to fruition for a few celebrities, as well as some other beings, in other places as well. Just seeing some things happen. So guys, what you have to pay attention to when we do what we do, how we do, right? When we do this, when it comes to the astrology, 9 times out of 10, you can see exactly what we speak about come to pass. I guess you got to pay attention to news, pay attention to things with celebrities, even though, at the end of the day, we're not doing this for some celebrity purposes. It's just that, astrologers are who usually celebrities will rely on because of, who we are, how we do what we do. And then after me observing the live scene on TikTok these past 3 or 4 days, what I've actually realized is Seven Hill Star is the best internationally certified professional astrologers ever to grace the planet, to be completely honest with you, because of the overall, the wholeness and well-rounded way that we go about doing what it is that we do. I mean, we can give you guys things live off the top of our head. We can write reports. We can be creative in diverse ways. We have the first astrology coloring book ever to be graced on the planet ever. That comes from us. That comes from these hands, this mind. Okay. As far as Seven Hill Star is concerned, right? I will be completely, honest. This testimonies coming through. People are really even writing back Brother Sean about now they get, after going to the discussions for the astrology concept correction discussions, they're really comprehending their mental magician report even more. Because guys, like I said, man, what it is that we do, we're really worth 330 units at the least per hour. We're not just, people like those that are on TikTok that are just trying to tell you a few things just so that you can get a little consultation with them so they can try to take your finances when they're not really living the life that they think they're living. They're not even spiritually in tune, to be completely honest with you. These people are still ordering chicken when they're at restaurants and stuff while they're live, all types of stuff. I mean, I'm not knocking them. I'm just making my observations because I actually live my life accordingly, period. I don't care what anybody says. I live my life accordingly. And in doing and being Moorish science wholeheartedly, I can actually see and realize and hear and can feel, the most. And a lot of people are just, man, they're just trying to sell packages, man. They're trying to sell consultations and things of that nature. And it's really interesting because I know they don't have really anything to offer. And when I look at these beings, I know that most of the stuff that they got and even how they speak and things of that nature, hey, look, you guys, you take this the way you want, but it comes from me, period. Who has been sharing the information like we share so freely? We got 406, 407 videos now on Seven Hill Star. You know what I mean?
And I checked today and I got 1,091 videos on my TikTok. So
Come
yeah,
on.
we the plug.
Period. We super the plug. I know I even gave access last night to a few beings that be on TikTok, and they kind of, it's really sad the knowledge that people think that they have. When you're, you know, like the brothers here at Seven Hill Star, you being Moorish American sincerely, and you know how these things really go, you can really realize that these people are really still in Negro black colored belief lane. They still want to use the word black because they think that's how, well, we gotta, you know, relate to our people some kind of way. And it's like, you're selling out. Just be honest. If you read the etymology of a word, man, and you know that black denotes pale, dead, and a chimpanzee, why would you still want to refer to people as a pale, dead monkey? Why? Doesn't make sense. However, let them run their TikToks how they run them. I don't care. I'm just saying I had a really immense experience. I feel like I went on like a spiritual journey these last 3 or 4 days, man. And I realized, man, it's a lot of people still trying to find comfort in those names that allude to slavery. Slavery been over since 1863, and these people here in 2023 still saying Negro, melanated, black man. And it's like, oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, they are really sleep. And a lot of people are jealous of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You know what I'm saying? They want to find reasons of looking at more science as if some man go ahead. And it's like, they walk right past that man. And they're too busy looking for Jesus. That's quoting C. Freeman L. I mean, people are walking right past their salvation because they're too busy looking for diamonds and roses on TikTok lives instead of just really setting the people free. You got people on these TikTok lives for like 7 to 8 hours.
I'm lying. Thank you. Another rose. Gotcha. Another diamond.
Gang, gang.
Another rose.
Gang.
Thank you. Gang gang. Lie gang. Fuji gang.
What?
Another rose. Thank you.
They're like the non-player characters of jurisprudence. Like, yo, I'm so thankful that I and my brothers are who we are, man. Because seeing that, I was just like, yes, yo, we're the plug and we're the all-stars. Period, man. That's just what it is. You can take it as, oh, he's full of himself. I give not a fuck. So, or I give a fuck not. You know what I mean? However you want to really, take that. So, anyhow, let me go and share the screen here, right? And take us on to the calendar, right? Welcome to our 7 Hill Star Astro calendar, March, Aries 2023 to February, Pisces 2024. Quote, time never was when man was not. Recording El-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing religious corporate activity, being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right. And we're looking at the moon cycle that has the earth sign Virgo, the Virgin, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Mercury, which has the same, and within the same Gregorian calendar month called September. The air sign Libra, right? The scales, as they would say, right? Anciently and contemporarily ruled by Venus. All right. So here we go for September 2023. Right. On the 21st, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, going to knock out those 4 testimonies. Wow. Luna is finishing up its transit in Sagittarius. For the 22nd on Holy Day, it is Brother Shanaline Mel for the first quarter moon. While Luna is finishing up its transit before egressing Sagittarius, and then going on a 48-minute void of course before ingressing Capricorn. Then for the 23rd, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, going in for this lunar Capricornian transit, while the sun actually ingresses at 0200 hours and 50 minutes into Libra, and then I have those 3 transits there. For the 24th, it is Brother Sean Email going in on those 3 testimonies. Then the moon void course for 3 hours and 24 minutes after making its last aspect conjunct to Pluto, and then egressing Capricorn, and then ingressing Aquarius at 1900 hours and 29 minutes approximately. And then that final solar lunar trine at 22:26. On the 25th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, with those 2 transits there, both Mercury and Luna aspecting Jupiter, while Luna's continuing its transit in Aquarius. For the 26th, it is Brother Sean Lemel, has those 3 transits there, and then Luna's final transit is square to Uranus while in Aquarius, right? It egresses Aquarius, on his way to egress in Aquarius, however, going void of course for 11 hours and 40 minutes, guys. We already know for all void of course moons, make no major transactions. For moon void of course is buyer's remorse. However, if you guys know what's going on in your natal chart, and if you don't, you can schedule your mirror AstroLiteracy session with I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, as well as get your mental magician report from Brother Sean Lemel. Guys, you already, when it comes to any part of your life, including your so-called business, Seven Hills Star is the best selection for what it is that you need for your astrological endeavors, right? Or for any endeavors in life, astrological needs, you will come to sevenhillstar.com. Luna's ingressing Pisces at 2000 hours, 18 minutes, and then making its last aspect on the 26th, conjunct Saturn at 2300 hours or 11 post-meridian Eastern. At approximately about 1:17 in the morning, about roughly, I think it's 1:17, was it like 1:17:29 or something? Now I gotta change it back again, even on this computer here, right? 1:17:29. We're looking at a station. The calendar is recognizing it as some particular kind of station, when really at the end of the day, it's like, okay, but we know Venus went station direct about the 3rd or whatever, but we'll see what that is. But roughly they're both at 20 degrees and stuff. I think Venus is at like 20 degrees 55 minutes, and Mars will be like 20 degrees even, something like that, at about 1:17:29 on the 27th, September 2023. And finally, because these are the last 2 aspects that I'll be going in on while Luna is transiting Pisces, then there's Luna sextiling Jupiter, the ancient ruler for Pisces. Luna will be sextiling for the 27th, all right? So that's how it's looking, guys. Is what we're lining up to go in on. We give our diverse testimonies there, right? Stop the screen share here. Start the other one on over here and give my bro the remote control to assist me in piloting this thing here, right? All right, Brother Sean, I think you got it. Let's see, let's try again. Boom, there we go. Now I know you got it. All right, so guys, this is on me. Let me get my stizzart on, right? Sun, right? 28 degrees Virgo is where this sunrise is taking place, guys. 28 degrees is a Cancer degree. So what we can say for right here, even though Mercury is ruling both the 12th and 1st house, Sun is ruling the 11th house, very interestingly, we can allow ourselves to be thoroughly creative, right? It's nothing with being creative, guys. I think also what we'll do is probably really allow ourselves to prepare ourselves to enjoy some art with children. I'm not sure if you're someone who works in probably the face painting type of field or things of that nature, or you're someone who is preparing to get all the paint necessary, because some people will be celebrating Hallows Eve coming very soon, which some people contemporarily and fiscally they call it Halloween. So for Hallows Eve, which is the day before All Saints Day, I see people will probably be preparing You know, I don't know if there's going to be like some shopping sale or something on paint or face paint or things of that nature or costumes, but I really see here is where people will be for, and this is for the next day, right? This is so-called tomorrow, some people will identify it as. I'm seeing that there's some energy pertaining to costume, face painting, right? If you're someone who does some type of children entertainment where you wear a costume or things of that nature, make sure you have everything ready at home so you don't have to try to last minute run and get some other things, you know, for yourself, especially if you're someone who has to paint their face in order to do this particular work, right? If we really look to what we got going on here, also, I will say roughly, the sun is almost there, but I know that the the fixed star Marcabe, right? Dealing with piety, educational work, and voyages. This is why I'm thinking, like, if you're someone who probably has to travel to teach children or do something fun, I can see you're someone who uses some type of costume in order to do something to be able to bring some value to other people's children, because this is just the thing that you do. So I see that this is something that you got coming up for Thursday, which is next day, or some will say tomorrow or Friday. Just have yourself well prepared. Practice at home those things that you need to do. Make sure you have everything at home also, and secure everything that you need, so you won't be like, oh no, I'm missing this part of my costume or things of that nature. So you can have a successful moment with the children, successful performance for the children. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we have the Sun trine Pluto happening early before sunrise, happening at 100 hours, 20 minutes, and 33 seconds, right? And Sol is there in the third house at 27 degrees, 59 minutes in Virgo. Pluto's there in the seventh house, 27 degrees, 59 minutes in Capricorn retrograde, right? So if this happened in the third and seventh houses, are 5 houses away, still roughly giving me that self-expression and childlike activity. If you're with someone that you're dating, right? If this is a particular date, just communicate where you guys are going to meet to go out. What you can also be able to do is make reservations. Why don't you already make reservations for the restaurant where you would like to be at, so that you can allow this experience to be something transformative, to set the tone for how the relationship's going to go, especially you are two beings coming together that probably never gave the type of personalities that you are a chance because of the superficial upbringing that you had. And now you can make the necessary transformations in the structures of how you relate to beings. And therefore, make sure you're thoroughly communicating with no hesitation the fascination and denials of your past, and why you're going to move forward and shining a light on the things that are necessary. So you have a fortunate, communication and verbal exchange with your new partner here. All righty. And with that, I yield the floor. All righty. Next, obviously, we have Lunar squaring Mercury here, guys, right? So for the lunar mercurial square, we have Luna there in the fourth house, having accidental dignity at 10 degrees Sagittarius, 23 minutes, while Mercury there at 10 degrees Virgo, 23 minutes. All right, first and fourth house. So this is a, four houses away. So this is very interesting too, to say this. As you're paying attention to the details and communicating some higher learning, make sure those details are so people can feel secure about them. Bring it home for them. All right. So that, the fascination and denial that they may have with you can be dissolved, so that they can be able to feel a lot more secure in their own heart about what's being shared with them. So they'll be able to find the balance that is necessary in the communication, even though it sounds foreign to them. They will actually feel comfort in the fact that you probably slowed down the lesson so that they can be able to grasp the higher learning concepts. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we have a sextile, lunar Martian sextile coming up. All righty. That's taking place at 1600 hours, 11 minutes, and 53 seconds, guys. Luna's there at 16 degrees. Sagittarius, 26 minutes, and so is Mars, but in Libra at 16 degrees, 26 minutes, right? We see Mars is there in the 8th house. Luna's there in the 11th. They are 4 houses away, even though this is particularly a sextile, if I'm looking at this, right? Still a sextile, however, right? So it's like, yeah, that's what I thought. We got some interceptions somewhere. That's kind of what I thought, Ski, right? So with that being said, I see 1st and 12th, 7th and 6th are the ones that are 2 houses covering the same sign. And that's interesting. So that means Luna's ruling over the 6th and 7th houses, while Mars is ruling over the 3rd and 10th. So when you got to work together with someone on the job, maybe there's some craft that you're working on, maybe it's a project you're working on, and someone you have to work with on an everyday basis, make sure you're very active in sharing each other's qualities so that you can get the job done. I mean, I know gatekeeping secrets has probably been a comfort for you so people don't steal your ideas. However, you'll find a genuine exchange with one another. You'll learn that you can both learn from each other, right? And the people that are observing this project will be able to see the genius in which you're doing things, not just for you guys' career, but for everyone else to be able to thrive from what it is that you are sharing. So they'll be very secure in the innovations that you're bringing forth to them and possibly their workspace, because what you are doing is, like I said, really just being very active in sharing ideas, and it's actually a mutual sharing, 2 genius minds coming together and not really open to sharing their expertise so that people don't just try to pick from it, bite off it, package it as their own. So what I can actually see here is, because it's very interesting, the houses that they're in are still both at 11 degrees also, so it's definitely showing some heavy attention to group energies. And especially a group of people with both planets involved at 16 degrees, very Cancerian that degree is. And then to see that it's dealing with Luna ruling over, everyday, activities for the 6th house and relating within those activities, 7th house, while Mars is ruling over communicating, 3rd house, within the career or what it is that you do amongst your peers, 10th house. So, and it's very interesting, even that is bringing some balance behind the scenes, right? So that's why I said everything that I said. You see, I gave you the what and then gave you a little bit of technicality because we the best. Now yield the floor. Next, we have a Luna trine Venus here. Luna trine Venus. Right? Is that it? Is Luna trine Venus? Oh, yes, it is. All right, that's happening about 1800 hours, 24 minutes, and 55 seconds. Luna is there in the 9th house, right? And the sun's joy, right? It's 17 degrees, very Leonian, where that Luna is. And it is trine. Venus there in the 6th house, looky, Astro Cookie. So with that being said, it's very easy to see that we're shining a light on some contracting here. Fascination and denial. People are going over law, different things with contracts, especially with what I'm observing on TikTok. This is very interesting to see. Especially with Luna being ruled by Mars there in the 7th and Venus being ruled by the sun in the 7th. It's just actively bringing attention to and putting the spotlight on contracting and how people you can show them that they know what they know, but 9 times out of 10, people do not have within them anything other than a repetition of someone else's mindset. This would be a means to possibly foster people to be creative in their own self-expression. Find some values in your own self-expression, right? The house that is the values to self-expression is the 6th house. So find values in one self-expression while you're, merging that in harmony with what's being learned for higher learning and things with world affairs. And it'll be thoroughly expressed in a way that people will better learn how to contract, all right? So with that being said, I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Alim El Islam.
Fine, gratitude. All right, so here we are for the holy day. All right, we got sun at 29:11. 29:11. All right, ruling over that 11th house cusp, and also final dispositor for Venus. So I think for this holy day here, there are going to be a lot of things that are seen are beautiful when it comes to one's health, one's service, how one relates, the things that they find beautiful, the things that they find aesthetically pleasing. When it comes to that, Mercury's in its 12th. So this is probably even someone even doing some prep talk or some self-hype, maybe, as they would say, doing mirror magic, doing affirmations in the mirror, or affirming things that are true for themselves, right? And this is the last degree before Sun moves into Libra, tropically. Still sidereally, or as some would say Vedic, it will still be in Virgo. But tropically, astrally, for the soul, is about to ingress Libra. So, just finishing out any, plans or projects and just getting forward to shift with the autumn energy, what they would term fall, right?
Sovereign Grand Inspector General, double-headed eagle. Right.
Indeed, I read that Clock of Destiny. They're probably like,
Right.
what is he talking about? Right, but just see the beauty.
And a Freemason Bible. You got to read that together with the Freemason Bible. They really comprehend what I just said there. Right? Go ahead, I yield.
Indeed, yeah, we know they ain't gonna read that. They want us to tell them, but however, yeah, it's like cleaning up, getting things together, making the shifts with the changes. Man, if I could think of that, I might have to hit my homie up. But I know, like, when we have the equinox, he had put me on one time, like, eating different salads and doing chlorophyll and drinking like burdock root and all that for like a couple of days to help one's body shift into that energy. So if I find that, if I talk to him, I'll make sure I try to post that somewhere. But just getting prepared for the next season. So with that, I yield. All right, let's see what we got next. For the first aspect, and this is after sunrise, right? We have a lunar Neptunian square, right? So Luna's in the 2nd, Neptune is definitely in the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's currently 4 houses away from each other. All right, so Luna in the 2nd, this is, dealing with finances, right? So this is like, not balling out on what one's dreams or visions. Like, if there has been something like, right, this is me speaking back to the sunrise that is aesthetically pleasing, that's probably something that you shouldn't cop right now, but you really want it. It's just best to hold on that. And maybe rent a movie or go see a movie. Maybe even do some spiritual practice and meditation, right? Whereas Luna's rolling over that 9th, right? All right, so this is dealing with higher learning. So this studying, this is studying law for what it is and for what it truly is, and from what not it has been taught or conditioned. With that, and allow those challenges or those views that aren't clear to become clear, right? And do it for the home, right? Instead of do it for the one time, do it for the home. So roll over that. All right, Jupiter got final dispositorship over Neptune. All right, so we got Jupiter and Mars, right? So this is partnerships and spirituality. So don't be afraid or scared to make the necessary adjustments. All right, just like they do in basketball and any sports arenas. Gotta always make changes. One strategy, it doesn't work. With that, I yield the floor. All right, so this is the last aspect before Luna goes void of course for 43 minutes. All right, so we have a luminary square. All right, Sun and Moon. All right, Sun is definitely in that 8th, and Luna is in the 12th. All right, this is occurring 5 houses away again. This at a solar degree, right? So 29 Sag, 29 Virgo. This is service and optimism. So what I'm really gaining is to reread those contracts, right? You got about 8 days, 8 degrees till Mercury's out that shadow. So make sure one is really, reading over all the contracts, not emotionally or egoically. Yeah, I'm making that word up. Egoically, committing to something without, really reading it or grasping or understanding the terms and conditions. All right. So, Jupiter's retrograde. So allow, the things to come, but make sure that it's not only best for yourself, but best for those around you, right? Saturn's chart ruler size in the second. So there could be some delays, pertaining to some material things, and it might just be more internal. It might just be just made up, or maybe it needs to be some disciplines rather than, just kind of sporadically doing and handling things. With that, I yield the floor. All right, so now we have the lunar ingress into Capricorn. All right, so Luna's on the 11th, right? Yeah, this is definitely, man, I'm just getting like, this makes me think of like home. So I don't even like doing the whole celebrity thing, but this is maybe some things that are come out with the home life, maybe some public, as I would say, like public image or some of that, or, maybe some things are going to go reform for some change, right? This is after Pluto has ascended. So there's a rebirth, a death and rebirth pertaining to the identity of the people. And with Luna being in Capricorn for the next about 2 to 3 days, degrees, 2 to 2.5. It is really just best to structure. So maybe someone wants to clean out their following on the internet, maybe getting rid of ghost followers or those that aren't really bringing the peace that they would like to see when one sees on their timeline, right? So maybe someone's always negative, or, maybe someone's not supporting or sharing, really just clearing out things that aren't in alignment with how you emotionally support and nurture yourself and what one sees fit for yourself. Possibly even maybe someone's making some kind of commitment or challenge via the internet, for that matter, right? Saturn's ruling that 3 houses away. Doing his retrograde in Pisces in the first house. So don't look at things falling apart or going away as something bad. Maybe that's just something to get you away from something that's not for you no more. So don't look at, oh man, I lost that friend. Maybe that friend was talking shit behind your back. Maybe they really wasn't truly supportive of you, and you don't know it now, but in times to manifest, or times to come, you really realize that and be thankful that that falling out happened. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, and then now Luna's actually about to make that sextile to Saturn, right? So that energy is definitely building up. Saturn's in the 11th, right? Accidental dignity. Luna's in the sun's joy. All right, Capricorn, she's not feeling the best, right? Being opposite 180 or reflection away from, where she's home. But just taking that energy and growing with it, boundaries, restrictions, higher learning, the internet. As Brother Simon, was talking about earlier about him and his TikTok journey, maybe beings who actually have studied really see kind of the facade that's put on, when it comes to the social media thing, when being able to decipher between those who are true and sincere and those who are just trying to get a bag or who just trying to get some attention. Maybe they are incapable of loving on themselves, so they do the most to try to have others love on them to make up for some things, right? Rather than doing that self-healing, looking within, Saturn in 11th. So guys, hopes and wishes are coming, but just continue to keep working with the things that one has. Kind of embodying that, well, if this is how I got it, this is how things are going to be. And find a way to, stay in that energy, right? Mars ruling the chart. Mars is definitely in the 6th in Libra. So seeing the change in beauty in the work life or the service and pets. So maybe someone gets a new pet, or maybe someone gets their pet checked out. However it goes. But with that, guys, I will yield the floor. That's it. All right. For that. So to my Virgos out there, man, you already know, even when it's always Virgo season, because it's always the reason, but everybody else had a little time, but we already really know what it is. But
you're hilarious, bro.
I yield.
All right, so 0 degrees, right? It's very interesting too. 0 degrees, 10 minutes is where the sun is, right? And then we know that, this is happening at 6:59:09. So this is about, 4 hours, 9 minutes, and 9 seconds after Luna has ingressed Libra at 0 degrees. 0 degrees is like the cusp of the 15th lunar mansion, right? It's a very sensitive degree. 15th lunar mansion is known as Al-Ghafar, the covering or the coat of mail. And it's indicated by the star Sirma, right? And usually the 15th lunar mansion is measured between 0 degrees Libra and 12 degrees 51 minutes Libra, right? Because every lunar mansion is 12 degrees 51 minutes in span, right? Just to be honest with you, just wholeheartedly, it's dealing with, being protective or concealing, to be completely honest with you. However, this mansion can be used to manipulate, right, reputation and public opinion, right? So you can influence others, right, and bring the whole to goodwill, or also besmirch the reputation of others with this energy. And that, we're not doing gloom astrologers, even though some people that are into Picatrix or the Gayat Alakim, right? You can be able to, if you made a talisman for this particular time or on this day, even though the moon's not there, the moon's clearly not in that particular mansion. However, if we were to look at this, this is also a means for you to maybe possibly see some things that may happen where you find some treasure, or also you can influence trade and profit, so to speak, with this energy here. I know, right? Sun's ingressing the sign where it's at its fall, right? You've always been given clues since you were little. Why would they call autumn fall? Because they were giving you your ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset. Period. Fall is an astrological denotation, right, for the dignity pertaining to the sun in Libra, where it has its exaltation in Aries, but has the the opposite or the antonym to exaltation would be exile, right? Pardon me, to exaltation would be fall, forgive me. Debility would be what exile is, right? But for the sun, it would be its fall, where it doesn't, have help, just, all by itself. So you can be on your search, do what you need to do to work diligently, and you may uncover some treasure for yourself, all right? Find some things happen in your favor from being diligent. All righty, so that's what I see for this particular sunrise, and it's going to be internet type of energy or dealing with electronics, right? Because the sun's ruling the 11th house here. All righty, clearly ruling the 11th house, right? At 0 degrees, giving the fullness pertaining to balance and relating to others, while ruling the 11th house, which is dealing with the internet and the group. With Venus there, right? So it's positing for a Venus that's clearly at your daily routine degree of 18 degrees. However, some will say that 18 degrees can be troublesome. So what can actually be done is making sure that, if someone is trying to, quote unquote, make you look like you're not about what you say you're about, just make sure you have your proof ready to, just teach the people without having to really defend yourself against any nonsense that's said against you. Just be able to show the people what they need so they can prove it for themselves. But you're going to have to do it without thinking like, oh, well, let me hold this back because I need to be able to tell them this in my consultation, Man, I'm just telling you, that's just very serious. However, yep, it's dealing with higher learning too, because Venus is ruling with help with a 12th house Mercury. Venus in 11th is helping to rule that 9th house there. So something definitely has to be communicated and showed and publishing and sharing with the people about their higher learning, especially reaching out to those across the planet, while also Venus is ruling the 1st and 2nd house. So yes, this is definitely about bringing value to yourselves and being active so that you'll be able to bring more finances to yourself or other things you may need and or would like to possess that will come from the honesty, right? So the best manipulation pertaining to reputation and public opinion is to tell the truth. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we have Luna trine Mercury at 1400 hours, 24 minutes approximately. It's exactly 1400 hours. Pardon me. Do I see that? Am I getting that there? Oh, hold on. Pardon me. That was the sunrise, right? Pardon me. So let's get to Sun ingressing Libra. It's taking place in the 3rd house, right? So I kind of gave what I gave already with 0 degrees Libra. However, let's go in on it being the 3rd house. Make sure you're definitely communicating the balance, spotlighting the balance, spotlighting fairness in the communication so people can be able to support you based on fairness and actually see that you're being active in being a leader, in being open and honest. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna trine Mercury.
And not being a hater because it ain't you.
Don't be a tater hater because I'm a cool potato. Let me stop, man. Don't be no tater hater. All right. 1400 hours and 24 minutes. Brother Sean's correct about that. 1400 hours and 24 minutes. Actually, 1400 hours, 23 minutes, 41 seconds. Luna is there in the 1st house, all right, at 12 degrees, 44 minutes in Capricorn, while Mercury is there, 12 degrees, 44 minutes Virgo in the 8th house. All right, very Piscean, this thing. You might not see this coming, guys. What are you going to see coming? It's going to be some details to a structure. Maybe it's something you missed when it came to the details. However, what you're going to need to do is really put a spotlight on some things that's behind the scenes. You may actually realize that what you thought you knew and you thought you were teaching may actually be something that you need to clean up, and you may have to apologize, all righty, in order to make the transformation go easy with how your peers are going to see you, all righty, so that they can further trust that not only are you someone who caught their attention early, however, when they see you being accountable, it will actually support you even further because you have corrected your mistake publicly, as they'll say, or in front of their face, publicly for air quotes, but in front of their face amongst your peers. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna's trine Jupiter at about 1800 hours and 12 minutes, and to be exact, it is taking place at 1800 hours, 12 minutes, and 11 seconds. Luna's there at 14 degrees Capricorn, 58 minutes. Jupiter is there, 14 degrees Taurus, 58 minutes retrograde in the 2nd house. These are happening 4 houses away. So you're really looking to secure not only the values that the group, the group values you a certain way. How are your peers valuing you, and how are you valuing what your peers are bringing, especially when it comes to the joy of teaching and the sudden changes that you have brought in their life, the value you've brought to their life, and you actually being more confident in you teaching whatever it is that you're teaching. What's taking place here, though, is a transformation and a growth that needs to take place. So I think this is a time where those that teach are going to have to be a student to level up in what it is that they think they know. However, the leveling up will be more of being honest about what it is that they're teaching. However, I know a lot of times when it comes to people correcting themselves, they try to find a very slick way to save face, and saving face is not what you should do on this one, because that means you're going to do your best to try to cover up something when really all you need to do is just make the sudden change without trying to save face. Alrighty, really allow that which needs to be seen to come out joyfully. It can come out joyfully. I guarantee the people will support you. Whatever group that you're helping to share things with will be very secure in helping you to go towards your soul's destiny, with you continuing to be one that suddenly changes the opinion of the whole and the values and how you're expanding yourself and others. And with that, I yield the floor finally for the 23rd. Lunar square, Mars is taking place here. We see Luna there in the 8th house. All righty, Luna's in the 8th house there, 17 degrees, Capricorn, 57 minutes. All righty, and Mars is there, 17 degrees, Libra, 57 minutes. In the 5th house, right? Very Leonian, this whole energy, to say the least. And 4 houses away again, man. It's very much dealing with being able to nurture the sudden change in those that are really childlike within their own heart, and they really are depending on the self-expression and the fortune that you bring when it comes to the fated interaction, the purposeful interaction in your creativity and your self-expression. So make sure that when you're bringing this, that you are thoroughly being very active in bringing the beauty that's necessary to the shared values that will definitely transform how people will share information with one another. Because that shared information will bring some wounded healing, help you towards the soul's destiny, while also at the same time bettering your everyday activities in a way that now you can finally relax when it comes to actively bringing values to the group based on the shared information and the transformations that take place when exchanging information and exchanging energy for information. With that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom we well pleased as he goes in on the 24th, September 2023. Brother Charnalino, let's start.
Gratitude, broski. All right, so Sun conjunct Ascendant sunrise, as we know, probably most likely part of this solar transit. Sun will be ruling over 11th. But what's really beautiful, guys, is this mutual reception that's going to occur between Sun and Venus. Most likely until Venus moves into Virgo. I'm trying to think. Let me see exactly. I think it's like October 8th, October 4th, October 8th, right? So not that next Sunday, but the following Sunday, Venus will move into Virgo. So that mutual reception will be happening about a good fortnight, a little bit about a fortnight.
Is it the 24th?
No, October 8th. When Venus
8th.
moves into Virgo.
There we go, bro. Right there. 21/11. Right. All right. Just wanted to confirm.
Too.
So I got you, bro.
So yeah, we're gonna have that mutual reception. So when we think of that, right? So Sun's rolling over at 11th house, and we look at Venus. All right, Venus is rolling over the 1st house and the 2nd, and also the 9th. So this is dealing with self-values and high learning pertaining to the internet. So if y'all are not binge watching and actually looking to learn from Seven Hill Stars YouTube channel and our social media accounts, rather than, trying to copy and do all those other things, one can really see the beauty and the value when it comes to moving past the ego and moving past just the physical wants and needs and seeing that there's more, right? Seeing that there's more to the things that are available and open to you. So, take full heart and pleasure in relating and communicating, getting past the egos and just being, rather than, trying to achieve or do something. I think that'll be, highly, very much beneficial, right? Because the Libra and Leo are a sextile. So there's a growth opportunity between one's ego and self-identity and how they relate. With that, I yield the floor.
Oh, forgive me. Oh, no.
All right.
I already got it set, don't I? I do got it set. Bingo, bango, Butterfuko.
27 minutes after sunrise, we have a lunar.
Hold on. What's happening?
Oh, we up in October.
There we go.
All right, so yeah, look at that. Luna 22 in Capricorn. As we know, some astrologers say, oh, it's 22 degrees. Oh. Yeah, it's just shut it, man. Gosh, being such a neggy baggy. Yeah, so Luna's in the 4th, so she's debilitated, but she's got accidental dignity. So it's kind of a tomato balanced out energy. All right. 22 degrees Taurus is that where Uranus is at? If I remember correctly, that's success at any cost. So this is just working with the forces, the elements, and the people. Especially if one is handling others' money, it's best to be honorable. This is even dealing with those who are operating in fiduciary trust, fiduciary and trustee positions. Those that like to convert people's private rights and energy into things that are public. It's best to be honorable and really, be like Spike Lee and do the right thing. For that, and we're looking at Saturn and Venus, final expositors. Saturn's in the 5th, Venus is in the 11th, so they're opposite houses of each other. So there might be some delays or things that come up, pertaining to the relationships, or, maybe some memories that come up for one's inner child. But I think with the right information discernment, one can really learn a lot from via the internet. As they would say, eat the fish but spit out the bones type of energy. Right. And Venus is also ruling that chart. So just use self-discernment and work on one's intuition. With that, I yield the floor. All right, so next we got a lunar Neptunian sextile. All right, Luna's in the 2nd. Neptune is, definitely still hanging out in that 3rd. It's 2 houses away. All right, so this is dealing with structuring finance. So maybe an investment now is about to be made or about to pay off. For those that are especially into like photography or that deal like investing or any of that things, whether it's actual military script, fiat, what they call Federal Reserve notes, or it's its actual, time and energy. Working with the things that one has got. And I think things will, actually look up for one. Right, Saturn brings delays, but that's not to let one, be delayed in their mind. What's up, bro?
That is. You played the lottery and you didn't realize you won until this day. Like you played a couple days before this. I'm looking at because you said 2 houses away, so you already know. I'm looking at the 26. I'm looking at the fact it's 2nd house, Leo degree. 3rd house. Look, 26 again. Look. Still Venus energy. Look, Leo energy again, bro. Look at this. Taurus energy, bro. Do you see that? Then look at the 5th house. You see this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, save your lottery ticket if y'all buy that. Or it's like they play the numbers on the wrong day. So they played it, and then 2-3 days later, the number oh man, I just played this and it came out. But save that ticket. Venus is conjunct part of spirit, and Venus is in mutual reception with Libra. So maybe someone doesn't even hit the lottery. Maybe they have an opportunity to handle affairs. It's like getting a raise, or like a manager, or a script writer or something like that, or dealing with daycare children. So maybe it's some kind of advancement, opportunity to work with others or handle things for others, with that energy. So with that, I'm gonna yield the floor. Let me come back to the calendar. And is that Zodiacal? Nope. It's after this one. All right,
it's the Zodiacal.
After this lunar Plutonian conjunction.
Yep.
All right, so this is the last aspect for Luna goes void of course. All right, it's current 27 degrees in the 12th house. So yeah, there's a lot of, and this is at 1605, 405 post meridian. Again, somebody's about to make a change to their hair, or maybe just changing up, their whole domus or just the bedroom. Maybe having to get a new bed spring or a foundation laid of some sort. With that. And Pluto's dealing with the transformation, the regenerative energy, being ruled over by Saturn, which is in the first and retrograde. So maybe one's just planning out things, or things are really shifting and changing, but it's in their mind to themselves, and they're really not sure what's going on. That's why it's just best to get one's astrology to really kind of see what transits are occurring, and where the planets are, where you are progressed, and other levels that we do here at Seven Hill Star. It's not about just toxicity and relationships and sun signs. We actually really get in depth and give you the things that one really needs to know, not only for yourself, but for your family. For your loved ones and the children. And, for really the spirituality. Because we'll say things that you already know, you might have just needed somebody to point it out for you, or really confirm what you knew, but you weren't really quite sure. So, realizing your own, power, quote unquote, right, of yourself. So, so see that dual nature, as above, so below. With that, I yield the floor. Luna's going water course for 3 hours, 24 minutes. So no major purchases. Make sure you cop everything before, 1605, 405, and Luna ingresses Aquarius at 1929, 729 post meridian. So most will probably, getting off of Job or picking up the children. So, just get those things.
Did I hit this twice or something, bro?
Oh, we in Aquarius. You got a set for Capricorn.
What happened, G? Hold on. Here we go.
No, I need, we need
time out, bro.
Aquarius.
Time out. 2 seconds. Forgives.
Bam.
Don't try to
Let's
lock
see.
it.
24. Bam. There we go.
There we go. I yield, bro.
So, interesting. I think that last lunar ingress was in the 11th. Now this one's in the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so once again, this is coming to the home. This is technology, and this is long term. Really, this is kind of giving me and actually giving the emotional support to the children, the little ones, especially for those that are, that have Aquarius placements, or just overall, giving them the assistance, support, and that's needed for those that are, extremely creative. Guiding them in the right ways, and not really trying to bind them or hold them to something, right? Because not really allowing one to expand is to restrict. So teach the young ones, give them some, maybe they can really see for the long term. That's really beneficial, not only for themselves but for the people, humanity as well. All right. Sending at 15, Aries, right? Mars is definitely in the opposite house. So being the change that one wants to see for their little ones, and for all. Right? Mars at 18 degrees. Ooh, but when it comes to the health and service, make sure that one is just balanced in all ways, open to the arts and other, ways that it might just seem a little foreign, just are not really talked about or popular. And with that, I yield the floor. And finally, we got the solar lunar trine after I had that solar lunar square. Right, so we got a luminary trine. So this is just some harmony, right? As we're headed to the full moon. So make sure that y'all check out Intuition Monday for that Aryan full moon that we just went over. As we gave y'all, what's that? About 12 to 14 days in advance. All right. So check that out. All right. This is occurring at an Aryan degree. So maybe there's some headaches, or maybe when people are breaking out of what they feel a creative block or creative slump. All right, fifth house, sign of accidental dignity, even though he's debilitated, right? But he's, like I said, in that mutual reception with Venus, so he's not, doing quite bad. Luna's not really in a sign where, any dignity into that, but, that's just one's feelings, This is probably really be able to see the balance between one's emotional capacities and one's mental capacities or logic. So being able to balance the two. It's just like a 3D park. Hey, baby. Silly. So maybe like going to some kind of, fancy park or 3D studio, something pertaining to art and, like some very cool technology, just doing cool things. So with that, the last one. Man, what a calendar closing. Oh, that is. Okay. Let me get out a little more then. All right. So all right. Rolling over the chart is Mercury, right? Sun is at 14 degrees, 44 minutes, Gemini. All right. Mercury is actually, I'm in an applying square with that. Rolling from the fourth house, but 14 degrees Virgo, I think is like transformation and versatility. So allowing oneself to be transformed rather than being caught in one's current cycles. Just finding a balance between mind, body, and spirit. Getting the hate out of one's kidneys and one's mindset, and just communicate the things that are necessary and that are valuable. With that, I yield, bro.
Islam, broski doski. I didn't press it. You're good. So with that being said, guys, we're going into the 25th. Only got 2 testimonies here. However, the sunrise for the 25th. Let's see. Click it. Yeah. I can do it. No worries. Boom shakalaka. 25th September 2023, 0700 hours and 59 minutes is where the sunrise is taking place. 2 degrees Libra, guys. All righty. Still within the 15th lunar mansion, of course, is what we're looking at here. Very interestingly here, guys, very Taurus degree type energy with this 2 degrees here. And for Libra, Venus, of course, as Brother Sean has mentioned, the mutual reception. Right. What we're actually seeing here, though, however, which is really, really interesting. There's a means to really be able to look at one's finances in a very balanced fashion. When you're looking at your finances, maybe looking at things that you've done. Maybe you're looking at your habits and behavior pertaining to how you expend your finances, so to speak. And look at those so-called expenditures, right? Really allowing yourself to be very active and really recognizing your daily routines and how to balance them out further so that you can be able to better discipline yourself with that and better balance other things that you are seeking to do. All right. And with that, I yield the floor. So what I actually see here now, 10 minutes after 0800 hours, so about 0800 hours, 9 minutes and 34 seconds to be exact, there is a Mercurial Jupiterian trine. Mercury and Jupiter are like complete so-called opposites. Mercury is about the details, the smaller, where Jupiter is about, the overall picture, the largeness. With there being a trine there, of course, and this trine is taking place where Jupiter is in the 8th house. In Taurus, 14 degrees, 51 minutes retrograde. Mercury is at 14 degrees, 51 minutes. Virgo in the 11th. I think what is actually taking place here is a means to really find some free-flowing energy in how things are, being communicated in detail and teaching the values overall to showing what happens when, taking energy that, has been donated to you and then you sharing it with others. And being very fair in making sure that when you're showing the values in those details, when you're also really showing how you can actually possess intestinal comprehension, so to speak, and very well digest that which has been read and published, and being able to take what has been shared with you and then combining those energies of others within your presentation. What you can actually do is have a higher learning situation where you can unveil what's hidden, get over the fascination and now of those listening, so they can be able to grasp what's behind the scenes pertaining to what's being taught, so they can further really see the jewels that's being shared collectively. And with that, I yield the floor for the final one for this particular day, for the 25th. All righty, Luna's actually squaring Jupiter here, right? So there's a way of stimulating the subconscious mind and being able to really look at how one can enlarge their thinking, right? Or really enlarge the subconscious mind, or pay actual close attention to it, or further stimulate ways of, quieting the mind. All right, Luna's there in 11th house, of course, in the 11th sign called Aquarius at 14 degrees, 49 minutes. Wow. Jupiter is there in Taurus, of course, in the first house, 14 degrees, 49 minutes, retrograde. So really expanding within this. Well, I'm just thinking like when we're looking at subconscious mind. However, even doing better in securing oneself due to really seeing what has appeared to be limitations within oneself. And what you'll actually see is those limitations aren't actual limitations. Now you've put yourself amongst the group. You can actually see that you actually have a gift that you possess that will really allow you to make sudden changes about yourself and your life's destiny. What may have seemed hidden will be unveiled and moving you forward, so you can better take advantage of those gifts that you possess, right? Maybe there was some wounded healing along the way in your daily routine that you thought wasn't helpful to you, but what you're going to be able to do now is take charge, move ahead, and it may look like you just came out of nowhere overnight. However, enjoy that which the people will bestow upon you as far as their thankfulness and gratefulness. All right. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, who well pleased, Brother Sean, we know Islam.
Son, all right. So moving along to Tuesday. Get back here, stay on track. All right, so we got the sun at 3 degrees Libra. All right, degree of abscesses. All right. Right, 6 houses on Pisces, and Jupiter's in the 8th. So yeah, guys, if one has need to go to the dentist, go, get those things treated and fixed before they get worse. With time, things can expand and get worse. All right. Let's see. Luna's rolling back 10th. Luna's in the 5th. All right. So yeah, getting those scans and alternate treatments will definitely bring the solution that is needed. Possibly maybe some take-home medicine that one's loved one or even their children would have to administer. All right. So yeah, it's best to get it checked out and not just always depend on it. The internet can, give clues and tips, but sometimes it's best to go to a professional and maybe get some things checked out, and they can maybe either give what's needed, or what one learned on the internet, they can check with their, doctor, and, make the necessary adjustments to that. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so occurring before sunrise, we have a lunar Martian trine. All right, Luna's in the 7th, Mars is in the 3rd. Damn, bro, you sure you don't want to knock this one out for me?
Yeah, you're hilarious, bro. You got it.
All right, so Luna's at the degree of the back. Right. So, even speaking about the abscesses, maybe there's like a separated disc in the back able to follow the sun. Maybe it's, something occurring with, the back as well. So maybe some disc or a space of that some sort. So get that checked out. So once again, pertaining to health, right? So Moon and Mars, trine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, with a debilitated Mars. I'm not really feeling great, but this is in a local community, so this is about being active. First in one's mind state, and then one's partnership, and then bringing that to those around. 19, which is a Libra degree, and Mars is in Libra. So maybe there needs some balance that needs to be brought in various different ways. Maybe someone has the right information, that is needed.
Check your herbalists and your chiropractors and stuff.
For sure.
I yield, bro.
Yeah. And check with them, or, get the astrology sessions. We can help you with that. Sun's ruling the chart. And Sun is in the second house. So yeah, once again, this is dealing like the back and the kidneys. So yeah, maybe even just a simple stretch for one's day to start out might assist some, right? And Luna's in Aquarius, so that's just using one's mind to actually know what's right to do, right? Your intuition never stays strong, but learning how to strengthen that is another, right? So maybe one has had to suppress that, right? Think about Mars in the third, early childhood. So, maybe they didn't receive the justice needed because they knew more than what others thought they knew, and they wanted to be suppressed. So now, it's allowed to flow how one knows they need to flow. With that, I yield the floor. Next up, we got a lunar Venusian reflection. Somewhat called opposition. All right, so this is occurring in the 6th and the 12th, right? So I like to say secret enemies, hidden enemies, however one sees fit. All right, 20 degrees. So, 20 degrees Leo is a degree of faith, but it's also a degree of homicide. And 20 degrees Aquarius, the same thing, a degree of faith. So have some faith, guys, right? I think that was from Book of Eli, having faith in things that one can't see. It's probably a Bible verse too, rather than just in believing only the things that one can see, right? And it's a Scorpio degree. Would you look at that? Faith, unseen, occult. Once again, astrology and the metaphysics, the law books are the holy books are the law books, and things can only be revealed what one is open to or ready to be revealed. And this is just dealing with beauty and nurturing. So guys, don't stray from the reflection, is what I'm really feeling. Fill it out, see what needs to be seen. Don't ignore it. And the cusp are on 8 degrees as well, so it's really no getting around it. And if things are really showing up all around, it's probably because one is ignoring that within their mind. So just do the necessary reflections. Then with that, I yield. We got a lunar Uranian square. All right, this is last aspect before moon goes with a course. Oh, that was at 11-hour 40-minute, if I'm right.
Correct.
Yeah, so guys, make sure y'all get everything y'all need now, right? And this is going early in the morning, right? At 8:38.
Do all your shopping or whatever.
The night before,
Yeah.
Yeah, do that the night before. Get everything that is necessary. So lunar and Uranus square. Once again, this is back to 22 degrees. All right. So as they would say, kill or be killed. So kill or be killed the things that are, seem restrictive, but find it stimulating. Think of the shift of energy of thinking about all the problems, and it's like, wow, this is only happening or occurring for me to get better, right? Moon in Aquarius in the 4th. You know, it's home, it's dealing with ancestors, also dealing with the roots, and Uranus wants to actively transform. But how can one really actively transform if they don't see the things that are unseen? You know, not open to those transformative energies. For one, maybe be too stubborn, or maybe not really, clear within their mind. So, and look at that. Venus is rolling a chart in that mutual reception with the sun and the 10th and the 12th. So things are coming from the career and the spirituality to really assist with those. So be open to, like I said, seeing the seen and unseen, and back to that faith earlier. With that, I yield the floor. All right, so now Luna's moving into Pisces. All right. Wow. Another Luna ingress in the 11th house. All right. Yeah, Luna in Pisces is all about resting. Maybe some feel more dreamy, or some may feel more creative than usual. Some may feel like they can teach their pastor a few things now that they've read the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. They've read a couple of wild books. They're able to express, that truth that they, felt within. Right, that might have suppressed or was been hidden because they didn't have the, certain keys to unlock the doors, or, certain parts of knowledge. So, what's that woe and tea lawyer's part? That Matthew what?
Luke 11 verses 46 through 52. Luke chapter 11 verses 46 through 52.
And I repeated it again. You said Luke 20, 40. Hold on. Luke 11,
chapter 11,
37 through 54.
46 through 52.
Gotcha. And if y'all want extra homework, do Matthew 23, 1 through 39. That's also a warning about the scribes and Pharisees as well. Because, guys, things haven't been hidden. It's always just been one's mindset, right? So, Moon and Pisces dealing with, law and religion and love and surrendering. So surrendering to things that are greater, like humanity, and, and being in the present moment, not being too much in the future, but learning how to always work towards the future. Saturn is ruling over that. So, things might be delayed, but one would always see at a certain point in time that things needed to be delayed for a certain reason. Like I said earlier about, the friendships and things that didn't work out. So be grateful, have faith, and keep moving forward. With that, I yield the floor. And with that lunar Saturnian probably occur in the 10th. Actually, no, moved it to the 9th. Right. So once again, higher learning, restricting oneself from the dogma belief system, the slavery terms. Yeah, and all of that, restrict oneself from it. Get it out of one mind that one doesn't have to be a slave. And if one doesn't think they're a slave but still doing things in a slave way, what that makes you? Still a slave. And it's becoming clear, my brother Todd's voice, are we clear? To things that are limiting you and not really benefiting you. Once again, law and religion, check out our Veritas playlist. Check out our the Koran supersedes the Cloran. I mean, guys, we have put these things out a while ago. Instead of saying, Prophet Nova Drill is like, I've notified these things to you long ago in the past. Seven Hill Star has told you and notified these things to you long ago in the past. So join Prophet Nova Drill University. Quit lying to yourself. Quit lying to your children. Quit lying to those around you, putting up a fake hate, because the baby's going to see it. For those that are intuitive and study, they're going to see as well. So it's best just to be truthful, and really surrender to things that are divine and, not laws and statutes that are man-made. And with that, I yield the floor, bro.
Islam. Alrighty, guys, so we're closing out here with the 27th, right? And sunrise, of It's taking place at 0700 hours, 2 minutes and 51 seconds at 4 degrees. All right, that is a Libra, right? Just after about 4 degrees, so maybe about a degree away. So the sun is within the degree of Zania, which is Eta Virginis, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think Eta is the 5th Greek letter in the alphabet. Let me see, am I correct about Eta or no, 7th? Eta is the 7th letter in the Greek alphabet, which means this is the 7th brightest star in the constellation Virgo, a variable star with the nature of Mercury and Venus. All righty, so the sun is applying conjunction to there, and it's dealing with congeniality, refinement, order, and a lovable nature. All righty, so with that being said, guys, what we can be able to do is, especially those of you that are thinking of changing your internet, social media names and stuff like that, to try to go with the change that you're going to make when you realize you've been teaching some things that you didn't have all full comprehension on. You just had an idea and you thought it was supposed to work a certain way. However, once you really find out what the foundation is to that which you thought you were teaching, you'll probably be able to gracefully bow out from one energy and be able to cocoon that caterpillar that was the image that you taught under, and now be able to turn into a butterfly or a moth into the next personality or influencing entity that ye are seeking to be. Continuing with Venus ruling the ascendant there in the 11th house, while under mutual reception, not only by sign, but also on some mutual reception by house rulership also, right? What we're actually seeing here, and it's interesting too, because the dignity of Venus is clearly 0 peregrine, right? But it's a positive 0, so it's not really bad. It's like, hey, we want to give you some energy to take away that -5 peregrine or whatever, but the sun's got a positive 1, so what can be done is a very small balancing and change to really, one, secure yourself in how you're going to reinstitute, alrighty, in relating to others when it comes to higher learning, as well as making sure you're thoroughly balancing that security for others, all right? And with that, I yield the floor. We have a station, bro. You can hit the apply date there, I think, at the top of the chart adjust, right? And we'll look at what the calendar is saying as it's interesting that it's giving it some kind of station energy between Venus and Mars, right? Venus, and it's, wow, man. Wow, apply time. Hit apply time too. Yeah. See it? Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see Venus in the 2nd house in Leo and Mars there in the 4th house, right? They're both at 20 degrees, but, of course, 55 minutes, further along the path is Venus. Venus does move faster than Mars, of course. But for some reason, our calendar is showing that it is a station, so to speak. So it's like, okay. With that being said, guys, what we're actually seeing here is, if I was to look at this energy and just utilize the orb of 55 minutes, which is under a degree of being with an aspect sextile, what I would really say here, guys, we can really allow ourselves to really look at how we're valuing being psychologically secure. Really looking at one's so-called mental health. How are you really communicating the things that are on your heart based on where you are psychologically? Are you really healed, right? Have you really allowed yourself to really balance things based off of how you learn? Are you really taking the things that you're grasping in your higher learning? Maybe you're learning from the internet, right? Cool, good, no problem for you. However, have you taken the time to really go within and really change those old ways? Have you stopped being so hood? Have you stopped being and calling yourself names that allude to slavery? Negro, Black, colored, now African American, right? Or melanated is another slave term for those that are using that term are not the scientists that have made up those terms, right? Said scientists that know nothing about DNA or really studying us, especially if they're respectfully, no disrespect to you, Albion sons and daughters, you're all sons and daughters. However, your consciousness is pinned down at 33 degrees, where I, my brothers, and my ancient foremothers and forefathers, those that are ancients return and recognize themselves that are the various copper tone people founded by early so-called European settlers, right? We are 720 degrees naturally, alrighty, which means there's a superseding that happens there naturally. We're not saying you're inferior to us in a negative way. However, what we are saying is people that are attaching themselves to names that delude to slavery, even the contemporary slave terms like melanated, it would be best to probably really look at your own psychology and your psychological values and noticing that you need some type of wording and or communication to attach yourself to, which is really an exposure pertaining to a missed balance in one's psychology, but it's actually a means for you to take the time to really learn about ye self. How are ye secure within yourself? What are ye own values without looking for some outward terminology for you to grasp a hold of and use as a socially engineered crutch. And with that, I yield the floor. Final aspect here.
Hallelujah.
I know, right? Jesus. Oh, Jesus. That's the I am identity, right? That's the I am identity, right? Lunar sextile Jupiter here at 1900 hours, 45 minutes and 45 seconds. Jupiter's there in the 12th house, guys, 14 degrees. Pisces, 41 minutes. That's a mirroring celestial longitude, right? 1441. Looks very palindromish to me, right? Wow, Jupiter's there, 14 degrees, 41 minutes in Taurus in the first house, guys. This is where you can really allow yourself to be spiritually sound and be able to expand, alrighty, the ideals pertaining to your own self-values. How is your self-esteem? Are you really meditating and sitting and taking the time to really, assess your own self-esteem? Have you looked at how it's structured? How are you really disciplining your own breath life? Are you inhaling through your mouth, but you're not a singer? The only time you may should take some inhales, through your mouth is if you're performing vocally by singing some songs of some sort. Other than that, inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth, because that will actually help you to further get a hold of who you are, really be able to grasp these things spiritually and make the changes necessary for yourself to be able to hold on to knowledge and information and be able to no longer partake in eating chicken, turkey, hamburgers, even fish, because those of us that actually know that have access to the Holy Korbeth, have access to the have access to the El Dobenakum, we know that that is all cannibalism. Alrighty, and the reason why some people cannot attain a certain spiritualities or the higher spiritualities in life is because they're still taking charge and making sure they're being cannibals without really knowing the repercussions that's taking place within their own psychological or subconscious mind, as well as the spirit that is really animating the soul, which is helping to make decisions for the body. So to better expand yourself is to really go within and really thoroughly think about and internalize those things that you could change, make these sudden changes, right, in your own structure so you can better esteem, which is estimate your self-worth and value. And with that, I yield the floor. Guys, I'd like to thank you all for joining us for our 7-day Astro Weather Report. What you say there, bro?
I just took a deep breath with him, man. I said, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you're hilarious, broski doski, man. So we're just going to save that one there. Yes, save it. And we're going to stop the screen share there. Let me go on over here, guys. Guess what? We know what's craculating Saturday. So that's what I'm going to actually bring up, guys. So Brother Sean can let y'all know what it do ski this Saturday. Go on to 7hillstar.com there, right? Guys, remember to sign up for our email list. You're going to get that email next day, which is called Thursday morning, right? You're going to get 2 emails, one pertaining to this here presentation, the next one pertaining to that which I'm about to bring forward pertaining to classes and events. Let me click that tab on classes and events. And this is what Brother Sean is going to be telling you all about, and I yield the floor Islam.
Oh yeah, just first and foremost, for anyone who's really serious about, doing the healing work, well, advancing, because, in my mind, I say that we started the healing journey as soon as we manifested, right? Whether we are aware of that or not, but actually taking that and becoming more advanced and in depth, then yeah, this is for yourself. Not only to, take the tools that I'll be giving, and the Reiki will be extensive. I still haven't decided if I want to just, because it's the deep in humanity work, but there's some other stuff, but I'm not really sure. I got to see how everyone's going to process that energy. Definitely don't want to overload anyone, but definitely the deep in humanity work, getting the hate, the envy out, learn different faults, let it out. Really, like talking about community, actually just removing those things to where people just actually want to talk about it and not really do anything. It's like, all right, we're actually, being very Aryan, moving forward in charge, and, being very Capricornian, being responsible, and being Aries, being the leader within ourselves. Because how can anyone really lead anyone else if they're not a leader of themselves? They can't be disciplined if they haven't healed or, took the time to really reflect. So, this is those who are serious. Like I said, it's open for everyone, but if one's not serious, man, you won't be wasting our time, but you'll be wasting your time. Like, this is for those who are truly serious about, healing. Yes, it's 75 a class, whatever, but I mean, folks are spending that on a pair of shoes or whatever else. So I'm not really hearing that, respectfully. I'm just keep it a whole bando with you. And yeah, because there's a lot more things that we can do and offer, but 7 Hill Star can only do so much, being just 5 of us, right? Even though we do a lot and we motivate a lot, and a lot of people learn from us, try to imitate and copycat. But, just show up, guys, for the Reiki, for the astrology. Like I said, I'll be going over shadow work, some real true and deep shadow work, and not just all the stuff that everybody sees floating on the internet in their journal, which is good. I'm not going to knock it, but those most beings are out of tune with nature and their ancestors. So they're not really going to get the Akashic downloads and records and the actual things. I mean, it can sell good. It can make them finance money, because for folks that don't know, but for those that truly do know, and for those who truly want to know, this is where it's at. And, make sure y'all join, Tupac University, so that when we do something else, it's possibly going to be discounted, but you'll get a free recording. You'll get into free classes every Saturday. I haven't thought of an incentive for everyone part of Tupac for my readings, but I'm sure we do. But I mean, it's your own Moorish community, your astrology community. Who else is really doing that for our people? Honestly. And I won't wait, because I don't have no time to wait, because I want to say nobody. With that, and if there anyone who's really bringing the astrology, the metaphysics, and everything else that everyone needs on all levels, not just trying to sell you some packages to fill their pockets and have you keep coming back. Like, we really about that over here, so yeah. If you're not afraid of self, because I'm saying that deep in humanity work, when I did it, when I initially went through my Reiki class, what? You ball some tears, man, like for real, because I don't think folks really realize like a lot of different things that they're holding on to unconsciously and subconsciously. So they become aware of it until they're releasing from it. And it's like, oh, this is why. So this is what we're, truly about. So yeah, show up, pull up, 4 classes. Then we'll be back to our astrological discussions. During this, I might decide to, teach you a Reiki course, or, do a level 1 for now. It's all up in the air, depending on the people. We have everything ready here at 7 Hill Star. It's up to the people to actually, see what's value themselves, to see what's really in front of them. I yield, bro.
Islam, guys. So again, make sure you check out the University Professional Astrology Community, right? That's Tupac. We're presenting the the self-healing and community building for
Picture me healing.
Exactly, for 4 Saturdays in a row, 23rd September, 30th September, 7th October, and 14th October 2023, right? As he said, 75 for each Saturday. All right, so that's a total of 300 units in lieu of lawful money. You guys will not be disappointed. I look forward to it. And I think even before we get started on that, I would like to go over a breathing technique that does ready the mind and the body and all the cells that make that up to be able to retain the information at any time. And I trust when we go over this breathing technique before even getting started, you all will be able to adopt this in everyday practice, to the point where you could probably even be doing the breathing technique while you're busy doing something else, and just continuing doing the breathing activity so that you can always be walking on water. I mean that. All righty, so with that being said, guys, you already know if you're a member, the recording is going to be free for all TUPAC members. However, you're not a member, it's going to be 60 units extra to get the recordings, guys, because we have to transact for the storage to hold the videos in a Google Drive. And with that, shout out to Brother Derek Blash Bay in the chat, says Islam, everyone. Mother Janelle Blash L says Islam, brothers. Islam to you both, Brother Derek and Mother Janelle. And our beloved mother, whom are well pleased, Mother Sahar L says, peaceful greetings to everyone. Peaceful greetings, beloved mother. Guys, any questions, comments, and or suggestions going once? I see it's about 7 of you guys here, right? I see only 3 commented. However, any questions, comments, and or suggestions, not knocking the leave it, guys. You're not forced to comment. I know a lot of people do watches. They'll even call me like, look, I be watching. I just don't be saying nothing. It's all good. It's no worries, right? All right. You guys already know, you want to be a part of it. You can DM us via Instagram. Let us know, you got the number. This website has a chat, right? You see that lower right-hand corner thing there? Watch when I press it. Boom, I pressed it, right? Now there's a purple X there as it's slowly.
Ooh, what does that button do?
Hey, look, greetings. Yeah, peaceful greetings. How can 7 Hill Star assist, right? And we'll respond to you immediately. Any questions you have, right? So it's not like you can't get in contact with us. Right, you got social media, our website, you can get in contact with us. You guys know the number, you can call also or text, either one, doesn't matter. Either way, shape, or form, we always have some means for you to reach us, even email or whatever, right? So with that being said, let me exit on out this way, right? Questions, comments, and or suggestions going twice, right? Possibility that I might be live tonight on TikTok with Charles McReal from our Lawful Living community, right? Very strong possibility. Supposed to do it earlier, however, I'm a family man. I love my family, so I had to,
hopefully he ain't sleep off all them large pieces he didn't ate.
Yo, stop. Yeah, that's hilarious. It's funny. It'd be funny if you watching too, right?
Man, I should have streamed it on.
So with that being said, this is the part
TikTok.
where I'm on TikTok. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
It's all good. We're gonna be working that out. I'm about to learn that because there's so many different controls within that app. It's like, you can do this and do that all within a live and doing group lives and all these other things. It's like, okay, that's interesting. However, with that being said, guys, questions, comments, and or suggestions going precise. No more questions, comments, and or suggestions. Brother 7, Judah Bilal basis, peace and love indeed, beloved brother Islam, peace and love
peace.
To you also. And this is where we say to you all, if you haven't gotten some sustenance, some victuals, go and enjoy your energy intake and eat healthily. I trust you all doing your best to get rid of the cannibalism in your life, eating no meat at all, all righty? You will see that definitely helps in your spiritual ascension, alrighty, within yourself. And I trust that you're doing the best to love yourself, because that's the whole foundation of being able to do that.
And with that, guys, we say when you go to rest and recharge, this evening or tonight, however you prefer it, make sure you rest and recharge well. And this is where I and my beloved brother Charlene L. and whom I'm well pleased, we say to y'all, we love ye all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace.
Peace.